perfectionism at the end, like the polishing, it like I had the whole track done in 6 hours, and
That's
like the
fucking awesome,
next two,
man.
3 hours. Yeah,
That's
yeah, it
fucking
was
awesome,
just
man.
polishing.
You know, like most people, for them, that's like unfathomable that they could get it done in like, a day or 8 hours. So, like, you should be really proud, bro. Especially if before at the start, it was taking 8 hours per part of a track. So before it was like 8 hours
Yeah,
per build or drop, but now it's a full song you did in 8 hours. So that's awesome,
yeah.
man.
Like
All
before
right.
starting, like I think the biggest thing is I would say is the confidence. Like before starting, well, this is probably just a hobby. I'm probably not getting it. Like now I can
Mm.
like seriously look at it from a career perspective. Like I'm getting a kind of a
Hell yeah. Awesome,
background.
man. That means the world to
Yeah,
hear that. Yeah.
yeah.
That you
No,
impacted
it's just
that way.
like watching all you guys like getting that like watching behind the scenes kind of like like watching like your trajectory and like okay, I'm getting I can get to that level where like I can make that kind of progress too.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man.
To be honest, like the first when I signed up, I was kind of like skeptical, like
Of
doubtful,
course.
and then like I think talking to you the first time and then like getting on a couple of group calls and like seeing the difference, I'm like okay, like yeah, like I signed up for the right thing, I made the right call, and
Awesome.
then was just like planning and getting ready for it.
I think that's why it's really important for like, and this goes for anybody, if anybody, was going to join a school or a curriculum, or if let's say you went and did some other program in the future, always just make sure that
Mhm.
it's personalized. Like that's the most important thing, because if it's personalized, that means that the business or platform actually cares about the end result. Because if it's like, if you were to join something where it's like a group thing, you just get thrown into a bunch of groups, classroom kind of thing, there's no real care what your end result is. But if it's like
Yeah.
one-on-one personalized, like, and you get to kind of call the shots on like what you need more of,
Mhm.
like that's when you know you're going to get a good return on your investment for sure. And so, oh, less than 8 hours, nice, nice. So a full song, start to finish, less than 8 hours. And you were saying before each exercise was taking an hour each, 8 hours each. But now,
Oh yeah, yeah,
so how did you
yeah.
manage that? How did you manage this? You did a full song in less than 8 hours.
So I realized in terms of like the finishing and the post processing, uh, I just like whatever I was using in like the first five exercises, and like oh, like there's this common theme. It's made those racks, set them aside, throw that on every track. For mastering, I just use Ozone to like cut the time,
Yep.
and then like in terms of like I think sound choice, and I guess I learned that from the burnout. So found like an interesting, let's say, vocal, and I just like build around that, like throw on like melodies and like go with the vibe. So before I would be like stuck at like have the intro, and I would be like stuck at oh like okay I need to keep this vibe going. I don't know what to do for the drop. I don't know what to do after, and now
Hmm.
just building around like one interesting element. Uh,
Nice.
so yeah, like honestly, like the bare bones, like without like the perfectionism at the end, like the polishing, it like I had the whole track done in 6 hours, and
That's
like the
fucking awesome,
next two,
man.
3 hours. Yeah,
That's
yeah, it
fucking
was
awesome,
just
man.
polishing.
Like most people, for them, that's like unfathomable that they could get it done in like, a day or 8 hours. So like you should be really proud, bro. Especially if before at the start it was taking 8 hours per part of a track. So before it was like 8 hours
Yeah,
per build or drop, but now it's a full song you did in 8 hours. So that's awesome,
yeah.
man.
I was ready to do the hard work, like, but it was the proper guidance, I would say. Like it like told me like the exact thing to fix to like solve that. Like a lot of times, like I'd be like, well, like this doesn't sound right, or like hi hats sound harsh, whatever. Like even before I brought up like the questions, like I really he would point out like, hey, like you try this or do that, like do the midside EQ, like well, like he already
Hell
knows.
yeah.
So it was crazy, yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Like everybody I've talked to, like you, Callum, Ariel, everybody has been like friendly and approachable.
Hell
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, but like if in the industry side, everybody's like, even if I'm making mistakes or like I'm let's say falling short of like delivering the number of assignments and stuff, everybody's still approachable. Like like I'm not made to feel like I don't belong. Like before
Right.
starting, like I think the biggest thing is I would say is the confidence. Like before starting, I was like, well, this is probably just a hobby, probably not getting it. Like now I can like seriously look at it from a career perspective. Like I'm getting a kind of a
Hell yeah. Awesome,
background.
man. That means the world to
Yeah,
hear that. Yeah. That
yeah.
you
No,
impacted
it's just
that way.
like watching all you guys like getting that like watching behind the scenes kind of like like watching like your trajectory and like okay, I'm getting I can get to that level where like I can make that kind of progress too.
Hell yeah. That's awesome, man. Before, because I know before you were saying like you had a bit of skepticism, as you would with like any of these kind of like online
Mhm.
platforms most people do. But like, what was the main thing you were like skeptical of? Was it the like whether you were going to get a good result from it, or was it like, oh, are these people legit?
Yeah, it's most like like people being legit. Like
Yeah.
like I had never like heard of industry side before seeing the ads, and then with like you or like like other coaches and like pretty much I don't remember who I talked to for the first call, but like I'd never heard of you guys.
Yeah.
And then after joining, like I like started googling. I was like, who's Jackson? And I like, and I'm like, I listened to bass and dubstep, but like not to the degree, but like I would recognize the names.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like a little bit of research and then actually getting on the calls, like that helped.
Hell yeah,
Uh,
that's awesome. No, I'm
that's
glad
all
you
it
got
does.
that
Yeah,
relief in the end as well. Yeah, that you made the right decision. That's
yeah.
awesome. Was there like a specific moment? Because I know we were looking at over the 10 weeks before, but like, was there a specific moment where like everything kind of clicked, or was that kind of after
Mhm.
the 3 weeks?
I would say like around like third week, like it was
Third
clicking.
week, yeah.
Like third week, I think was like way better. But like I was like less frustrated. I'm like, okay, like I can actually like replicate things.
Right,
So I think like around the third week mark, like things started clicking, where like it just started making sense.
right. So do you feel like it's because you had gotten so many reps in, you kind of just got in that flow state, and you're like, yep, I know what I got to do now.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's I was looking at it like from a pattern recognition perspective. So like like 5 tracks, 10 tracks, like even like the first week, like even doing like builds and drops, like I was still listening to the track start to end to like identify and isolate those elements that I was
Mm.
hearing in the drop, but like couldn't tell it apart. And so let's say 3 weeks, that's like 15 tracks, like constantly listening from start to end, and I was
Mm.
like taking down notes and stuff like that helped me kind of start seeing the differences.
How do you feel about the future now that you've done all this work? Like you were saying that it's more clear that this could be a bigger thing for you.
I have a more, I guess, crystallized vision for like what I want in my artist profile and like the experience I want to build to be like. So like this, got like more ideas. Like before, it was just like, oh, I want to make techno and trance. But like now, there's like a proper vision and proper steps. But like, I think like learning with you guys, like in 5 years' time, like I can see myself on the stage, bringing that vision to life.
Oh, I'm sure it'd be sooner than that. If you're going at the rate you're going, it'd be like half the amount of time, man. Like I've seen clients where they're getting artist support after like, their first, second year, and then within
Oh,
their third
okay.
year, they're like playing festivals and events. So it's
Yeah.
not as far away as you think. Like you can actually get, like if you just keep chipping away and obviously like, avoiding the burnout,
Mhm.
you will get there a lot quicker. Yeah. As long as you do the work, that's literally it. There's no, secret code or anything, man. It's just keep doing what you're
Mhm.
currently doing and you'll get to that where you want to be. It's literally it. Yeah. Will happen.
That's good to hear. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if let's say anybody was watching this video and like they were on the fence
Mhm.
in the same way that you were, what would you say to them about joining industry set? What would your advice be?
Uh, like hands down, like if you're skeptical, maybe like see if you can call into a couple of group calls, see the difference in like where you are and the other people in the program already, and from I guess from a trust perspective, like at this point, I trust you guys 100%. Like you guys have never done me wrong, like no gouging for money, like none of the crazy shit. Like this feels like learning from friends pretty much.
Hell yeah.
So I would say like 100, like anybody watching the video, like yeah, 100% join it.
Hell yeah. Appreciate it, man.